I wholeheartedly believe and know that this is the root of so many of our issues, so many of our problems, our misalignments, our struggles, our lack of clarity, our unhappiness. So much of this comes from what I'm about to share. And it's simple, and it's one that's so easy to just discard and say, nah, I'm fine, I'm doing good without this. But I really want to explain why it's important to not let that attitude always take precedence and invite yourself back into this space from time to time. So, the reason or the root of all of our issues is that we have moved away from ourself and we are no longer present within our own being. And we have been sucked into the physical world, sucked into our lives, sucked into the drama, sucked into whatever is happening externally, that we have lost connection with the inner experience of ourselves. We've lost that grounding or that grounded anchoring and sense of being at home within ourselves, because this world, it's a whirlwind. There's so much activity, circumstance, there's so much happening, and there's such a strong momentum that the current of your life has that is taking you along with it, and that is beautiful and that is fabulous. And it's hard to get out of that momentum and out of the current of your life, like particularly when it's a slipstream. And I'm just back from 4 nights in a darkness retreat. And this is really one of the biggest things I realized, was that a huge part of me didn't feel that it was that necessary for me to do the darkness retreat, because I'm feeling good, I have no problems, everything is flowing and moving, I'm not deeply seeking, I'm very anchored and solid, and I'm clear in my awareness, I'm clear in the nature of myself. Like there's just a solidity. And I really noticed that a huge part of me was discounting the validity of going and sitting within myself for 4 days in a darkness room and not engaging with the world on any level whatsoever, having the most ultimate pattern interrupt that you can have, which is no stimulus whatsoever. There's no book you can read, there's no lake you can look at, there's no phone, you can't even see. It doesn't make a difference if your eyes are open or your eyes are closed. And the reason this works is because it's a big pattern interrupt. But I really felt that I didn't actually need this space. But when I was in there, what I was realizing was that, wow, as I'm withdrawing from the world and going deeper into myself, I can feel how my life clarifies itself. My problems seem to come into alignment. I no longer feel bothered about the things that I felt. I've come back into resonance because I have come into my own being and I have pulled myself back. And the thing is that we don't realize how far from ourselves we are at times. Okay, let me explain this. And we are so entranced in our physical life and the day-to-day happenings and the movement that is moving us forwards, and we're having a good time, we're experiencing ourselves, we're experiencing love, we're experiencing flow, we're happy, we're joyful, it's a good life, we're feeling good. But it's really easy to be in that, so in that you forget where you're really coming from, and you forget practices. Sometimes your practices are they're still stimulating, they're still activating, they're still the momentum of your everyday life. And the thing that I believe that every being should do is take time away from their everyday life and go on retreat or go into an environment that is a different environment, a different growth environment, learning environment, connection environment. Go into an intentional environment that will support you to have this deep type of spaciousness within yourself, this deep reflection to know yourself fully, and the support that you need to fully transition into the next phase of your life, into the next phase of your soul's evolution. I really believe that we need this space all All of us need this space. The biggest transformations in my life, I can attribute it all to having this depth and this space in my life to retreat into myself, to press pause on the flow of my reality and retract, withdraw. And in that, I'm able to see things from a meta perspective, and I'm able to attune to what's wanting to come through for me in the next season. And I'm able to see it because I'm no longer in it. I'm no longer in the story, right? So when you step out of the story, you can see the story for what it is. You can see how it's unfolding. You can see the storylines. You can see the narratives. You can see the plot twists, or you can play with the idea of plot twists. You can decide how you want to write your chapters. You can decide what identity you want to be in. You can really play with the energy that's there for you, right? And when you're in the story, in the script, in the narrative, it's so much harder to recognize what you're living out. So when we take this space out of our everyday storyline, we get to see it in a very different way, and we get chance to recognize the timeline we're on and upgrade the timeline, change timeline, dissolve your identity, dissolve the attachment that you have to your present reality, which is what's going to create space for a new reality to emerge. Okay, so I really believe that if we all took this space out of our everyday life, our everyday flow, this would support us on so many different levels. And now the one other thing, which is really simple, is also taking time out of your life to contemplate your life, to contemplate your nature, to sit in silence, to sit in stillness, to sit without any input, to not be so plugged into the online world, the world of your circumstance, your relationships, your friendships, your partner, your family, your work, your money, your body, just every single thing in the world that you're plugged into all the time, to unplug from that and enter into a deeply intentional contemplative space that is you again saying, I'm going to come back deeper into myself, I'm going to anchor there, and I'm going to bring myself back. So the practice for you guys today is to observe yourself throughout the day and notice in which activities do you move away from yourself, move away from the center of yourself. Do you subtly abandon and move towards that thing, as opposed to staying within your own being and recognizing that the only nature of reality, the only truth of reality is my inner experience. The external reality is a mirror of what I internally feel, resonate, and I know. It's the inner experience that is truth. So I'm not going to be so caught up in the external world. Like, this is really the bane of our existence in embodied life in the human form. While we're here to play this infinite game of remembering who we are and getting to know ourselves through the game, through the unfolding, we are here for this beautiful unfolding. And it's so important that we remember the infinite game and we tap back into that from time to time and remember that is really the basis of what I'm here for. That is what I'm doing. And as a result, I'm going to take time to get to know that nature directly. And I'm going to not be only living through the human modus humorandi, like change your operating system and shift into the view of the soul, of your spiritual essence, of your true natures, of what you are as God, as what you are as the one infinite consciousness, as what you are of just your own thread in this grand tapestry of creation, resonating that essence before the human form and feeling it and letting that connection, that knowledge, that access that you have to your divinity, letting that information move through your human being and encode your creation, encode your reality. We are here to be translators of information, which is our essence, which is our nature. And the human being that is so heavily programmed with its trauma, with its conditioning, with the ideas of society, does not have the capacity to be woven into life by the essence of the soul. You have divine information within you that is meant to be written into form through your human operating system. Your human is here to translate the divine essence of you into the physical world, and that is what you are here to share. That is the essence of this journey into embodiment. Why would we do it? Because we're already the infinite totality. We're already complete, but we choose to experience ourselves in these partial expressions so that we can get to know ourselves more fully. So, like I said, stop. If you could take time, I'm not going to tell you to stop anything, but I'm going to suggest that if you could take time out of your human narrative, out of your human life, and withdraw back into your inner world, into the direct recognition of your nature, and take time out to contemplate and to feel and to move through what's in your system and alchemize the depths and feel the vision that wants to become a reality for you. Feel the intention of your soul, feel the desires of your soul, feel what wants to be birthed and what wants to be expressed through the vessel that you are. Feel who you are on an ultimate infinite level. And let go of circumstances, let go of the human identity, the human personality, the human, just all the human things, right? So the reality that you experience is the reality that you choose to consciously interface with. When we consciously interface with the reality of our circumstances right now, and we believe that they say something about us, by the way, we are programming that into reality by the power of our attention, by the power of our witnessing that thing, right? So if you want to bring something new into reality, if you want to experience yourself in a different way, what you have to choose to do is to interface with a different reality of you, the reality that you know yourself to be in essence, okay? Not the reality that you think that your circumstances says you are. This is big. Okay, this is the essence of my work. This is what I'm here to share with you guys. What I want to invite you all to do is to come back home to yourself and to notice whenever you move away, and to take every moment that you can to be in that space of yourself and take time out of your life to contemplate. Don't be on your phone and your computer late at night. Blue light is so intense. Like, we're meant to let go of the light at sundown. And let's just contemplate that and connect to your nature and take the time out from your everyday life. This is what I like to call depth and space, this direct recognition of yourself through taking space and going to the depths. I am going to be sharing something exciting for you guys in a couple of weeks. You can sign up to my newsletter to find out about it, but it is going to be a very powerful group journey where we go deep into ourselves, and I create this type of retreat-like container to hold you, to help you see your essence, and to take you on this journey out of being so rigid in your human viewpoint and your human conditioning into the direct recognition of your nature, and allowing there to be a great unraveling of the false identity of you and a deep reconnection and recalibration with your truest essence as an infinite being, no longer believing any of the illusions that are keeping you separate from your true nature. Choosing to unhook from them, choosing to see them as the veil and the choice that they are. You choose not to have these illusions anymore, and you go deeper. So I will be creating an environment for this, and it is called Depth and Space. And this is the first foundation of my work, where you find the foundations within your true essence and your true nature. You know yourself fully as what you are, as a divine being, as a spiritual being. You are no longer perceiving yourself to be the false constructed identity of your conditioning. As beautiful as it is, as unique, as multifaceted, as complex, as with so much potential to bring it out and tap into its highest expression. More on that another time, guys. Wait for the spring. I'm really just think it's such a beautiful journey being human, guys. And I just want to say I'm back now. I'm going to continue with the paradigm shift videos. We're going to go to 33 because I'm 33 this year. And so see you guys soon. I'm sending you all so much love, and tell me in the comments how this resonates for you. What is it that lights you up? What is it that you're feeling? What conversation is opening up inside of you as you hear what I have to say, okay? Because I am in communication with you, and we are having this conversation. We're weaving this information together as you hear it, as it opens things up inside of you, as it illuminates to you parts of yourself. You can just see what see what's there. I would love to hear. I would love to know who's watching. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm sending you all so much love. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Stay along or stick along for the ride. We are going to be here regularly. I'm going to be sharing. I have so much that I'm excited to share with you guys. And yeah, we are the paradigm shift.